Hi guys, Dorothy here, Professional Astrologer. You can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about the week that begins with Monday, May 27th. I almost forgot. So this is a week where the moon is in a waning lunar phase. That means this whole week has the feel and the flair and the flavor of allowing and letting go. Because when we're in this final quarter and then it actually becomes the balsamic lunar phase later in the week, this is about taking our time, allowing things to be what they are, and really letting things process. It's sort of a hands-off. We still can do things that we need to do, but it's more of a hands-off, trust my intuition type of a week. And if things need to fall to the wayside for a little while, that's appropriate this week as well. And there's a lot more details, so I'll fill you in on that in just a second. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's get started. On Monday, we do have the moon in the sign of Pisces in this waning lunar phase, and this goes all the way into most of Tuesday as well. This is a day where we're needing to just simply allow what is happening to continue to happen. Monday is a holiday here in the U.S., as most people know, and it is an opportunity with that moon in Pisces and all the aspects that are being made from the moon. It's a period and a day of relaxing and allowing, like I already said, and letting the flow go. Now, some people, of course, don't have today as a holiday, and if that is you, and you're at work or you're working on whatever, just recognize that if you do run up against anything that is giving you a hard time, this is also your clue to hands off. Allow things to be what they are as best as your current circumstances will allow. Because if we push hard against things that aren't working on a day like today, that is really about getting in alignment and being compassionate and just allowing things to flow. It's like damming up some water. Eventually it will overflow. So make sure all of us in our own way, in our own lives, whatever it is we're doing, we take that path of least resistance and allow things to flow. That's what we have Monday and Tuesday. Now Tuesday, let me get the date. Tuesday the 28th, the moon enters the sign of Aries at 2:30 in the afternoon, East Coast time. And once the moon gets into Aries, I know it's Tuesday afternoon, but we do have opportunities here for the next couple of days while the moon is in Aries to, it feels fiery, and even though I say we shouldn't be taking any steps or action, this is an opportunity to take action where we know it will work for us. Because as you know, if you listen to enough astrology, many things are happening simultaneously. What are we going to focus on? All right? So that moon in Aries for the next few days, which starts Tuesday afternoon, goes into Wednesday and Thursday, is full of action if you absolutely feel like you're in alignment with that. Okay? So let's move on to more information about Wednesday the 29th and Thursday the 30th. Mercury in Gemini is out of bounds. You can look that up. It's a longitude. It's an extreme place. Mercury in Gemini is it's its own sign, so it's very communicative. It wants to gather information, wants to talk, wants to share. When it's out of bounds, it will go extreme. So we'll even feel the communication coming at us even at a faster pace than what we usually get with Mercury in Gemini. Now, Mercury in Gemini makes a square to Neptune on Wednesday in opposition to Jupiter on Thursday. So he basically is connecting to two other planets who are in their own signs. And what we get with all of this mutable energy is we could get overwhelmed, and there could be a lot of confusion because there is so much coming at us at once. We might get a lot of news and information on social media. I mean, I know that happens all the time, but it could feel overwhelming for some people. So stay off it, turn the news down, whatever it is you need to do, but in your own, to feel better, right? But in your own personal lives, I mean, what do we want to use? How do we want to use this? So one step, if you're getting overwhelmed, then stop and recognize that. That's one step. Now, another thing that we can do with these energies, these mutable energies, and with the energies of these planets, is to find that space of allowing. Once again, it's like how we started this week with the moon in Pisces, because one of those things the moon did was made a conjunction to Neptune. So we are in Wednesday and Thursday. Yes, Wednesday and Thursday is a day of allowing. If you don't get into that rut or that fall into the, what am I trying to say, being overwhelmed. You don't want to get overwhelmed. And if you do, recognize it and then give yourself a timeout, right? Those are the important things that we can do here. Friday, the 31st, the moon enters Taurus and promptly makes a conjunction to Uranus. And what we have here, once a month when the moon does this, is an opportunity to step into new territory. So all the way up until this point, this whole week, we are in now the balsamic lunar phase. And if you are, how do we step into new territory when I'm telling you that we need to release, 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 and allow and let go? You wouldn't believe the freedom that you feel when you finally let go of things you've been hanging on to for such a long time. It gives us a great opportunity to step into new territory. That's what this moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus will do for us and help inspire us to do for Friday. And we're going to really feel this all day on Friday. We also have a really pleasant connection between Venus and Saturn on Friday, and to me that means that we will helps us to be more aware of what we want to be stable and how we feel stable, and that stability, that security, that dependability, either in love relationships or the things that we value, which could be finances or things in that whole category of what I love and what I value. So that nice, easy connection between Venus and Saturn helps us to feel a little bit stable. And like I've already said, I know simultaneously many things are going on at the same time. What will you focus on, right? And it could just be, the morning is one and the afternoon is something else and the evening is something else. Sounds like a typical day. Moving on to the weekend, we have on Saturday, the moon is still doing everything I said for Friday. Checking in with our values, checking in with what it is that we love and what we need. Sunday, which is June 1st, no, it's not, it's June 2nd. Sunday, on June 2nd, the Gemini moon in that balsamic lunar phase is telling us to listen and be quiet and go within and journal. Take your time then on Sunday and listen. If you spout out those words, because Mercury is out of bounds in Gemini, and the moon is coming up to it, so if we get too triggered in talking and saying things that we don't mean, this can be an issue. So take Sunday night, actually all of Sunday. This is the last day before the new moon. The new moon is coming tomorrow on Monday the 3rd, early in the morning. So the moon is in her darkest phase while she's in the sign of the early pieces of Gemini. So this is your thoughts, your words, your wisdom. Journal, keep them to yourself, and you'll discover a whole new piece of yourself. And the information that can come through can be fantastic for you. All right. Thank you very much. Blessings. Namaste.